I'm Mike J in your foxhole till I have a seat spin. Sit a pretty ass in this Benz behind a dark tent. You in the presence of extravagance. Settle down, Cuban link chillin'. Freezing on my textile, watch match my sentiments. How could you slumber like I gave you number coke in these quotes? Like I'm running numbers, styling with the Jews. Shot slam, hollow cars, busy chasing money, no time for the blues.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? Shout out to all the fellow human beings out there, and thank you for tuning in to the Viewturistic YouTube channel. Today, I want to do a special episode. It's definitely near and dear to my heart. Another reason why I wore this shirt today. I want to address all of the youth back home in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I know, from afar, I've been out here in Vegas for a year now, but I've still been watching the news every day or looking online at the news every single day. I hear about all the things that are going on back at home, and it's truly saddening me of how, just what the climate of the city is right now. Poverty level is high, unemployment rate is high, the murder rate is high. Everything is just, it seems like it's going bananas there. And of course, you know, no matter what city you go to, there's gonna be problems. There's gonna be issues that need to be solved in the city. However, at this point, this particular point right now, no disrespect, but I could care less about those other places because I care about home base. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I was born and raised. 29 years of my life I spent in that city. And to see what it's turning into right now it's a shame. But the people that I am most concerned about right now with this issue are the kids. The kids who have to suffer through what's going on in the city. Imagine, well, you don't even have to imagine it, because if you're watching this and you're one of the Milwaukee youth, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Looking at the news every day, hearing about someone getting killed. And this has literally been like almost every day. It's almost every day that I turn the news on, someone has gotten killed in Milwaukee. And 99% of the time, it was a senseless act of violence. I'm not a huge proponent of violence or advocate of violence anyway. You know, I'm all about peace. But you know, I do know that sometimes there are unfortunate circumstances where someone might get into an argument and things get out of hand, and you know, someone gets hurt badly. Like, of course, I'm not saying that that's acceptable or justifiable to, you know, to cause violence either. However, I'm talking about these extra senseless acts of violence. Like, for example, people who are getting robbed, and the people who get the victims of the robbery, they give the robbers everything that they ask for, and they still end up getting killed. Or all of these innocent kids whose lives are getting taken. That is just completely sickening to my heart to see these things that are going on. Because true enough, I'm located in a different city right now, but it's far from permanent. You know, for personal reasons, I came out here to take care of business, to do certain things, but my heart is always at home, and I have every intention of making my way back to the city. But I just think about, you know, my family that's still there, my friends that are still there, everyone, most of the people that I still care about are still back in Milwaukee, and to know that they have to suffer from that and go through that, not even feeling safe in your own city, something has to change. I don't have the answer. I'm pretty sure there probably isn't one answer, but I know one thing that needs to happen, and that's for our youth to be able to be cognizant and aware of the current circumstances that are happening in the city and stepping up to make a difference. I feel like what it's gonna take is to make peace be trendy. That's really all it boils down to. Because if you look at it right now, at least the way that I see it, it almost seems as if the violence is being glorified. So it's almost like you're being part of the in crowd if you're taking part of violent acts or whatever the case may be. But come on now, that's not it. That's not it at all. We need to make it trendy to be peaceful. You know, I've been doing a lot of reading of people from the past, different philanthropists, different, you know, inspirational people in history. And one thing that they all have in common is when there's a negative issue going on, the more that you focus on that negative issue, the more that negative issue is bound to happen. Like, for example, I'm looking on Facebook all the time, and I see what people's intentions are when they do this. However, I disagree with it. Every time Fox News or JS Online, TMJ4, whoever, every time they report that there was some type of murder on such and such street, there's so many people who feel the need to share that link on the Facebook, on their Facebook timeline, as if that's, you know, doing something. I know it's promoting awareness. However, it's giving attention to the people who want that attention, which are the people who are out there committing these senseless acts of violence and committing these crimes. I feel like when things like that happen, just ignore it on a mass media scale, but go into the community and do something about it. Heck, make a video like this and just you know, let people know that you support nonviolence, you support peace. I'm not as much anti-violence as I am pro-peace. I'm more pro-peace than I am anti-violence. And the reason that I say that is because I don't even want to think about having to be violent, or, you know, I want to be able to put my energy into being peaceful. And that's what our youth need right now. And you have the power to make the change. Do not let anyone tell you that you can't step up and be a difference in your community, because it literally can only take one person to change an entire community. I know that might seem kind of on a macro level. You know, you might be thinking, how can one youth or one child change an entire community? Well, think about it like this. Let's say that this one youth happens to be, you know, a popular person in the neighborhood that have a certain reputation for being violent, you know, for being the man in the hood, whatever the case may be. Let's say that one person decided to change their frame of mind and start promoting peace. Think of all the people who looked up to that person and glorified what they were doing. When they find out that that one person has changed their mentality from violence to peace, that's an additional 10, 15, 20 more mentalities that's possibly been changed. Now imagine that those 15, 20 people went out and changed one more person themselves, then it's gonna keep on doubling, and it's gonna create a domino effect, and eventually, you know, it's gonna become trendy to be peaceful and not be such, you know, so enraged in so much violence that's going on. Like I said, I don't know what the answer is of why it is the way that it is. I don't think anyone has a clear, defined answer, because apparently, you know, the saying, if you knew better, you would do better. If there was a clear, distinct answer of why all the violence is taking place in the city, I think that there would be a change. But I think the starting point is for all of us to look within ourselves and see what we can do, more than just, you know, sharing a Facebook link about a news story about someone getting killed. Because what is that going to do? I'm so tired of seeing RIP statuses every time I look on my Facebook. I'm so tired of hearing about what such and such did to such and such. It's really getting ridiculous. And it's going to get to a point, seriously, where, you know, we're all going to eliminate each other. We are becoming an endangered species. So this video is specifically dedicated to the youth. You are the new future. If any of you who are watching the video have never heard what the term future is, it's your view on the future. So right now, you have control over how you want to view your own future. With that being said, you have every piece of power within you to stand up and make a change right now for what your future is going to look like. So do that. Look within yourself and think, what do you have to lose by being peaceful? You have absolutely nothing to lose by being a peaceful person. And I know sometimes a lot of people like to blame it on the music. They like to blame it on the media. You know, I have my own personal feelings on that, my own personal thoughts on that. I do agree to some extent that music and media does have some influence on the youth who are still being cognitively developed and don't necessarily have the conscious awareness to make, you know, their own choices. But especially you teenagers, you know right from wrong, you know what's right and you know what's wrong. So with that being said, take the stand and try something different for a change. If you are one of the people who glorify violence, or if you are one of the people who don't necessarily promote peace, try it for a change and see what happens. I guarantee you will see a better Milwaukee sooner than later if step up and take a change. And that's not to discredit those brothers and sisters who are out there in the city who are making a difference, because trust me, I see it. I know there are a lot of people out there who are trying to make a difference. I know what's going on, but you step up and do it. That's my special message to all of my Milwaukee youth, and I will see you soon in the city. Peace out.
Subscribe.